Today we're going to be talking about rejection block. What's rejection block? Rejection block refers to a price zone where the market attempted to move through a specific level but was forcibly pushed back, indicating strong resistance from buyers or sellers and potentially signaling a trend reversal, often identified by long wicks on candles at price levels. Essentially, it's a zone where the market rejected a price movement. So, since we all know the definition of a rejection block now, let's go lower. So, we got two types of rejection block: bullish rejection block and bearish rejection block. Bearish rejection block is when a price has formed a long wick above a high. So you can see this illustration here. You can see the long wick which the market actually formed here after popping above this high. So this is your trigger point. You can enter within this zone of this long wick. From the touch from here, this is your entry point. You can enter within this zone. So the market might actually retrace into this rejection block, then dumps lower. So here is an example of a bullish rejection block. Bullish rejection block is when the market actually popped below an old low, tapping into a specific level and created a long wick, showing sign of bullishness. And the market might actually retest these zones and create possible buying opportunities. So here you can see the bullish rejection block. The bullish rejection block here. The market actually popped below this low here with this candle, then went higher. You can enter off the first touch of this candle like this with, let me say, something like this. The market might actually do something like this, then go higher, or might retrace to the midpoint of the rejection block, then go higher. So the midpoint of the rejection block is very, very sensitive. Don't ignore that. So going down, here is an illustration here, and this is your entry zone. So the market starts expansion, range expansion, and maybe created a rejection block, expansion, total soup, down into rejection block on the higher time frame, and you got a lower time frame total soup, maybe retracement into another block or breaker, then rallies. So let me show you some examples on the charts. I'm going to be giving a lot of examples today. So here we are on SAUSD, and going on to the 4-hour time frame. So going on to the 4-hour time frame, you got your rejection block here. You can see this long wick over here showing sign of bullishness, which popped below an old low and closed back into the range. So here, this is our rejection block. Marking this out. Marking this out here. The market swept this low. That's your total soup. And tapped on our rejection block with this move on the 4-hour time frame. So going to the lower time frame, there you get your total soup. And lest I forget, let me give you something. Remember a higher time frame order block is a lower time frame breaker block. So now a higher time frame rejection block is a lower time frame order block or breaker block. So note this, it's very important. Note this. So wait, I'm coming. Okay, our signal is back. So here you can see here on this gray shaded area, this is our 4-hour higher time frame rejection block, and we'll go out to the soup here. Let me highlight that again from the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, from the starting of this week, from this black wick here. This is your entry zone from this black wick. So what is actually the validity of a rejection block? How to know a rejection block is valid? Like, there should be no closure of any candle below the 50% level. Let me say something like this. Candles closing. No, this is not a good rejection block. It's a failed rejection block. So once price taps on it, you'll see that candle close above and vice versa for bearish rejection block. So this is a bullish rejection block. So let's play this out in time. So here we got an expansion higher after tapping on our rejection block. So we can be looking for buys. So you can see here the market did not actually retrace to this order block, and some of you will be waiting for this order block to be traded into, and you might miss the move. Why? Because you were not looking higher. If you look here, what do you got here? You got your breaker block, and you can take this trade off this breaker block. Sorry about that. And if you look to the left, all these are liquidity void. Liquidity voids are areas where only selling occurs or only buying occurs. So this is actually liquidity voids, and you can target 3 arrow, or you can target, let me say, this high over here. Here. So we are in on the first touch of this breaker block from here, and I'll stop below the lower quadrant of this breaker block. This is the lower quadrant here, and here this is exactly 3 arrow. Let me take these off. Sorry, I'll draw that back. Okay. So you can see here, this our higher time frame rejection block is also our lower time frame order block. So here, on the 15-minute time frame, you got a clearer view, and yeah, let's see what actually happens. Okay, retracement again, then movement. Then expansion towards our target here, this high, and our 3 arrow was achieved right here. And so you can actually target this range high as your first target. You can see this black candle over here. This black candle over here. No wick. So this is a high draw on liquidity candle, no wick. So rejection block, turtle soup, you can target here as your first target, and you can target 3 arrow as your maximum target. So I showed you an example on gold. Let me show you an example on silver. So here we are on silver. So going into the 4-hour time frame, we got our rejection block here, this long wick here, which actually dug below an old low. Which dug below an old low and closed back into the range. The market actually retraced into the midpoint of this rejection block, then exploded higher. And here is your total soup, and you can see how beautiful the market actually reacted from the midpoint of this rejection block. So here is your total soup, and going down to lower time frame, here you might be waiting for this other block to be reacted, like for the market to retrace, but the market did not retrace to this other block, went higher and used this breaker block and you can target where our 4-hour range high. Our 4-hour range high. So let me show you how the market reacted from the midpoint of this breakup block beautifully on the lower time frame here. So you can see how the market reacted on the midpoint of this rejection block. Then bullishness confirmed. That's your market structure shift over here, closing above this high. That's your market structure shift with this candle close above. So bullishness confirmed, retracement into this breaker block, your buy position here, first touch, and you can put your stop lower quadrant of this breaker block here. That's the lower quadrant, and you can target here. That's your 4-hour range high, and there you go. That's your target TP hit, which is not actually bad. So let me show you more examples on rejection block on EURUSD this time around. So moving down to the 4-hour time frame here, you can see your 4-hour order block here is actually your daily time frame rejection block. You can see this long wick here. This long wick here is actually a rejection block. And what actually happened, if I measure this high to the low of this rejection block, this is actually the midpoint. Let me just measure it for you guys to see. So this is your midpoint. Yeah. Okay. So this is your midpoint of this rejection block. So the market dipped into the key level here with this move, then close above this range high and range low. Then you can target your opposing range high here. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, our higher time frame rejection block is actually our lower time frame order block here. And you can see how beautiful price reacted from the midpoint of this rejection block. And it actually gave a lower time frame entry opportunity here. And price moved higher with this move into our counter range high. And same daily time frame, after taking our candle range high, we go another candle range here, which was actually swept by this move and closed below and expansion lower. So that's all the examples for rejection block. Okay, let me show you more example on BTC USD, which are actually called, this is Ethereum USD. So here on BTC USD, okay, here on BTC USD, go to the 4 hour time frame. So this is the 4 hour time frame here, and I was looking at this high over here. So you can see a rejection block clearly. This candle dug below this low here with this move here, pop below this low and went higher and went lower, tapping on our rejection block over here. And you can see how the market reacted off this rejection block nicely, sweeping this low over here. So this is actually a nice total soup, and this is our order block which was created, and the market expanded and went down into our order block here, and after tapping on it we can see higher prices. So market went higher and higher and higher. So stopping here. So going down to the lower time frame. So remember that same 4 hour order block, right? It's actually our lower time frame breaker block. You remember the structure for breaker block? This, like this, like this, and retracement into this high, then explosive move higher. So, and you got your total soup here, and this your entry here. So you can see our 4 hour time frame order block is our lower time frame breaker block. So let's say you missed this move over here to buy from here. The market offered another opportunity from where? This order block as well. In which you can actually trade off with this move here, retracement into the order block and move higher. Let's say you missed this order block entry here. You can as well enter off this mitigation block here. On the first touch of this mitigation block here, you can enter off here. And you can put your stop somewhere here, and you can target 3 arrow. And so you can see the market actually offers many buying opportunities. You got your total soup buying opportunity 1, order block buying opportunity. Okay, yeah, the breaker block, higher time frame breaker block equals to lower time frame. Higher time frame order block equals to lower time frame breaker block opportunity with this move here too, and this other block here, retracement into the other block here. That's your third buying opportunity, and your mitigation block here, your lower time frame mitigation block towards our opposing drawn liquidity here as well. This is your fourth buying opportunity. Okay, so my main target was actually this high over here with a lot of low resistance liquidity here. This high wasn't actually swept. Why? Because Ethereum actually swept this high already here. That same high on BTC USD, this same high was swept by Ethereum on BTC USD with this move over here, whereas BTC did not sweep that high. So you can actually see this as something like this, but me, I see this as this. Yeah, that's how I see it. So the live call was a success, and our first target was actually reached into with this move over here. So later I will be targeting this high. This is my second target. So that will be all for level 1. So if you want to actually continue going forward, I will advise you to join level 2, because it's actually going to be beneficial to you and it will help you in your trading journey. That's all I can actually say. That'll be all for today.